like
Gosh
Steve
darn it.
relating a story of a coworker and friend of his that was similarly garbed in a medium elf costume, small and medium between the two, a medium. Uh,
Oh boy.
while he probably took a large or at least a tall, and was similarly um,
All people
exposed
problems.
in a manner of speaking. So you're going
Oh,
around. Erica and Mir and Rocco are hanging with you as you go around, and Erica's like, "Come on, y'all! It's an easy line dance. Y'all want to go out and give it a try?
an
It ain't
easy
it ain't
line
re-
dance.
it ain't real fast, so you don't gotta worry about losing a wang."
Uh,
Sure.
And
okay.
she's trying to decide who the one that would be the most hesitant
You're muted,
would be.
friend.
I muted.
No, I can't hear Sophia.
Okay. I'm trying to imagine who the one who would be the most reticent about going out and trying a line dance would be. I think it would be Shep.
Um, maybe.
Less
I
enthusiastic to go line dancing.
Shep would do it because Shep's from Texas. So
All right. So, Sophie, come on! And she grabs Sophia's hand and she hauls you out on the dance floor. Now, this little
Oh
satyr,
my god.
this 5'10" blonde satyr, um,
Oh
is
man.
strong and clad only in her bikini top. You see that she's got some biceps on her, and she hauls you out onto the dance floor and walks you through some country, perhaps an old Tim McGraw song, um, and steps you through
The
a very basic line dance, and it looks like a lot of people
oh,
on.
you know it's achy breaky heart.
Ah, nah, no self-respecting Texan would dance to that. I don't think, unless you're at a wedding.
Oh
I know,
man.
but Lenny's here. It's got to be achy breaky heart.
So y'all,
Oh.
oh, let's see. Just give me a roll. Give me a roll. How well do you follow around? I'm not going to make Erica roll. She knows this. What sort of roll would you like to make? Oh, Sophia. Oh, Sophia, you start adding in your own pirouettes, your own spins where there isn't one, but there's a beat of inactivity that gives you an opportunity to do just the prettiest spin. And that Renaissance type of
Amazing.
gown floats out, and you hear a couple of onlookers cheer and say, "Well, she knows this one."
Let's see. Ava. And Ava comes from a Mexican family. Lord knows all
Hmm.
they dance to is the banda music, so
Yeah, I was going to say
she's hell.
Macarena. If they did the Macarena line dance, you may have been
Oh
like
yeah, I
at an
definitely remember growing up with that.
what year was that? Maybe that hasn't happened yet. But in my world, we'll say that
It was
already.
in the mid '90s
Yeah,
for sure.
it's already happened. You were
I
there with
remember that for
you and
sure.
the little Bambinos at some sort of family party or something like
Oh
that. And,
man,
the Macarena comes on and you're coming in, but and line dancing's similar. Line dancing's similar.
line dancing.
So you can make yourself an
She'll let's see.
untrained performance, maybe, or
Oh yeah, that's gonna be untrained. She doesn't have performance.
oh, that is unfortunate.
Unskilled it is.
That
She's gonna go and
that is.
try and chill with Erica and Sophia. Oh,
Oh, everyone on the floor turns left and you turn right, and you are facing a wall of people, most of whom seem somewhat bemused by your most inarticulate
like
performance. Um,
okay, I gotta go this way up. No, wrong way. This way. Someone needs to help me, please.
Help me! And enough of these people are wearing outfits and costumes that have that make them take up more than their usual costume might. So where you might have a plaid shirt and jeans. Enough people are here with big hats and flowing robes and capes and fake
Oh Lord.
weaponry and wings and
Oh,
tails that everyone's given each other kind of a wide berth here because it wouldn't pay to step on that, that tail, that
You're
mm-mm.
really
draconian.
not making me want to roll this roll.
So you really wouldn't want to,
Please,
collide into somebody and knock them over. Of course, Erica's there. She's just, you know,
just killing it.
getting into it, putting in the little extra hip rolls and shaking that cute little white tufted tush of hers. And
Erica and Sophia are out here doing amazing.
mhm,
And us noodle arm science nerds
yeah,
are having the worst time.
We're in our own little world.
Shep, you were following around
That's
until you saw Erica turn around and start dancing backwards because she knows this line dance forward, backwards, upside down. She could do it with her eyes closed. And she is dancing with Mir, who is facing the right way. And she's doing his mirror image, move by move. And
wow.
Mir, for someone that isn't very well skilled, does a wonderful untrained. He rolls a 7. So he's puts his hand up,
Dang.
takes Erica's hand, carefully avoiding her cute little antlers that are sticking out of her head, and she does a turn like under his. They're almost like doing a couples dance on the middle of the floor here, and we'll
Oh,
see
that's
how
cute.
we'll see what Shep. Oh my goodness, Shep, you were watching this
we're
and
we're having a bad time.
you quite you quite lost track. You were so distracted by Erica
Yeah,
and Mir
Erica.
right next to you, and um,
I ship just probably just stops and people are having to go
yeah,
around me.
yeah, you zone
Because
in,
he's like, I can't do that.
you zone in on those two, and then your vision clears and you pan out in the big lens of this mass of people around you, and some of them are getting a little upset with you. If you ain't gonna dance, get the hell off the floor, son. And you can imagine how awkward it is when you're trying to cut through a a wall, a sea of line dancers, because you're trying to go around them, but they're moving in that direction that you're trying to move. So you try to speed up a little bit to like dodge left, and then the direction changes, and then the person on the left is coming towards you from moving to the right. It's awkward, and you're like, "Excuse me, pardon me," and you barely make it off the dance floor, but you didn't
I
critical,
think I
you
may
didn't crit
follow
fail.
behind him as
Yeah,
I have also done very poorly. Just gonna
and
follow his lead to leave.
yeah. And as you can
We
imagine, that
made fools of ourselves.
the floor fills right in as the people space themselves out to maximize the space between
Please
them
tell me
and
Lenny's
those
up
around
there
them.
with Sophia.
Oh,
Please.
where is
Yes.
Lenny? Um,
Oh, put him up there. Put him up there.
Yeah.
The two of us did terribly, but put good old butt cheeks up there.
so what happens is you
Apple bottom cheese.
you are at you come off the dance floor and you end up at a vacant barrel about the second row back from the dance floor, and Lenny is one barrel back and one barrel away, sipping on some sort of like a like a lemonade maybe in a big plastic cup with a snap-on lid, and he smiles and waves and he says, "You know, you're a lot braver than I am going out and trying that."
Have you met our roommates? We really didn't have a choice.
the,
Oh, that's
the,
right.
the important thing is that we tried, and that's
Yes.
all I can do.
All it takes,
Goodness gracious.
all it takes is practice.
Well,
Practice.
Sophia's up there. Go practice with her.
She is.
Yeah, she's that one that's doing pirouettes over there.
Yeah, the one who is stealing the dance floor, apparently, with that 10.
I, I don't. Oh. Hmm. I think a spirit roll was called for. Oh gosh.
Look for
Oh gosh.
Princess Elizabeth.
Oh gosh. Lenny Gerber rolled an 11, so he got up the spirit to go out. And there's not a space next to you, Sophia, but there was a space behind you. So you hear
I'm
from
cheering on the neighbor
you
so
hear
much.
you hear from behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Looking good, Sophia. Science, persuasion, fighting common.
I think
Hmm.
me and Shelby are just gonna be watching from the sidelines now, like.
Oh, a 10. He made an athletics roll just to use his sheer athletic prowess, to his balance, his ability to quickly shift on the basketball court from jogging left to jagging right, and makes a very good accounting of himself. Um, the music stops, and looks like they're going to play something that's more of a two-step now than a line dance. As some of the people filter off the floor, other couples filter onto the floor and start to form a ring around the perimeter. Well, it's a square, but if you imagine it was an oval, that perimeter becomes an oval of couples that are dancing. And there are like men and their wives that are dancing, perhaps some young couples, perhaps two college age girls dancing side by side, maybe a couple drunk college guys out there, side by side,
So cute.
gonna try to follow around and do that. Um, and Lenny says, "Oh, Sophia, you got the moves." And then he turns around to walk away, and for some reason, he then turns back around to face you, and he backs away. You imagine it's because
But
his outfit
yes.
is a little short in the back. He's just a bit self
Okay, let's get that notice roll going.
he's just a bit self-conscious.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Oh Lord.
Um,
She's not paying any attention.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm I'm sorry. I'm starting to feel on Lenny's side.
Oh my gosh.
Uh, Poor Lenny.
Am I the only one that can't hear Sophia?
Sophia, say something.
I,
I can't hear either.
no, not a word this whole
Hmm.
time.
Not a Wait.
There it is.
I heard her laugh.
I heard a laugh. Come
Sometimes
again. Are you pushed to talk? Is that what the problem is? No.
I,
We're out here. We're out here pushing Lenny and, and Sophia. She hasn't been able to get a whole word in. She's
oh,
muted somehow.
she's not only muted, she's not there. There's an empty
Oh, she's
empty.
probably
Oh,
went to
there
go
she
get
is. There she is.
a some headphones or something.
Oh,
Oh my god.
I'll get her.
She
I
has
must
been.
say, just
I'll get her good.
watching from the sidelines, this
Yeah,
ridiculousness is
and
too
then
funny.
Mhm.
at the end of that slow dance, Lenny and Sophia share just a very shy kiss. Oh, Sophia's back.
Oh
This entire time?
Hello,
yes.
you've been
Oh
quiet
shit!
this entire time.
Oh
We've
my
seen you
god!
rolling and everything, but not a word. That's why I was like,
God,
I
Crystal.
can't hear Sophia.
Sophia got a 2 on her notice, so
Anyway,
it would make sense that she was completely and totally oblivious. Um, so you all make your way over to
She's just not into you.
right?
we'll call it the area where they're
I was
her
gonna say I probably would have noticed him dance up behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Even if
Probably.
maybe I didn't see his pants.
Well, that's the thing about a four-wall line dance is no one is truly behind you for the whole dance because after a wall change,
Ah.
they're to your right, and then depending on which direction you turn,
Oh.
and then
Okay.
after the next wall
I've
change,
never
you're
experienced that
behind
before.
him, and he was tugging that outfit, that ridiculous short. Should I call it a tunic? No, I'll call it a skirt.
Yeah,
He's
maybe.
pulling that
Is
skirt
it
down.
one full-on tunic, maybe, with a belt on? That poor boy.
I'm getting this
It's not
picture
meant to
here
be.
of
Sophia
Ava
can't. She
covering
can't
her
even
eyes.
notice him. I'm like, oh my god, that's more butt cheek than I need to see.
It's just a
And then Mir would be just the opposite.
just a just a
Right?
hint of butt cheek.
Lenny's after the wrong person.
Yeah, well,
Go after me or Lenny.
yeah,
There you go.
absolutely.
Oh my god, that's too
just
funny.
just too
So we're
short.
still at the dance floor.
Okay.
The watching the shenanigans.
Hmm.
Oh my god, that's
And you get off the dance floor pretty quick because once these two-steppers start going around, it's going to be really hard to squiggle your way off of the dance floor.
so
So
a
a
two-step is that a slow dance?
no,
What am I
that's
trying
a
to picture here?
depending on the tempo and the cadence of the song that's playing, it's kind of a spunky couples dance where the people go around the floor
Oh.
counterclockwise in a quick, slow,
Yeah.
position.
Oh.
Usually the man faces down downstream, if you will, and is guiding the female around
Yeah.
obstacles like people that don't know
Is
what
it
they're
the one
doing.
where they're like kind of like hopping around a little bit, like back and forth,
This is
Sometimes.
not a
swaying?
this is not a pattern dance. This is sort of a free flowing couples dance where people, depending
Mm.
on their level of skill and interest, some are spinning and
Yeah.
going crazy, while others are just doing the basic quick, slow step and trying not to look ridiculous or embarrass themselves. So you get off the dance floor and
Very much so. Poor
there's
Ava needs something slow and methodical.
mhm. But yeah, you and Shep escaped off that dance floor.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yes. Oh yes.
Not giving a very good
Very.
accounting of yourself, but
Because we're the ones who sent poor Lydia.
We did. We're like, look over there.
yeah.
Our friends are dancing over there. They made us go dancing, but they kind of kicked us off because we weren't doing so well.
I didn't even notice you leave.
No, you were there was a moon out, and
That I miss
You
again.
missed. You missed the moon.
yeah,
Do I happen to catch the elf man?
yeah. He's over towards the east. He's talking to a gaggle of young college-aged females while he sips
Oh boy.
in a very elvish manner. He's sipping a glass of wine. It's actually like a solo cup, I would imagine. Maybe a clear one that you can see through. And he's drinking
Mm.
and I would say he's talking to them. It's apparent he doesn't really understand them, but he's nevertheless, with them
He's doing
talking.
the just smile and
You
nod.
know, he's so cute. He must be French. He must be an exchange student. And
Oh boy,
and
yeah.
so you're over to the west at the area where people are throwing spears and axes and hatchets. And
Want to try this, Ava?
I'm down. I want to do that, but I will let. Let's see. I want to let Shep know that the last time when I ran and talked to that one to the squirrel elf man, they did mention that if he ran into Kevin somewhere, that fighting would happen. And I have not seen Kevin here yet. So
well, it's
that's kind of
funny.
worrisome.
It's funny you
Oh.
should say that because when you go up to the axe throwing area,
Uh-oh.
um,
Oh Lord Jesus.
you come up behind a young very broad man, and it's got to be Kevin the Kevin the barbarian. Very, you know, very well named by his player. I couldn't think of anything, so I just called him Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin's probably also wearing the clothes that he would be wearing from the realm from which he was plucked without explanation. He is not uh, bicep curling anvils, but nevertheless he does have the leather pants with the X stitching, the leather thick stitching up the sides from the waist all the way down. Heavy
Mm-hmm.
shoes, bracers, and a fur wrap. And a crowd is gathered around as he is hurling these axes. In fact, he takes two of them, one in each hand, and throws them both, and they both hit the target close to center. And then he turns around like it's three tosses for $1. He turns around with his back to the target and he hurls it over his right shoulder, and it
Oh
spins,
no.
and the mark is hit true as he splits the distance between the two existing axes right down into the middle. And people are starting to chant, Kevin, Kevin, Kevin. And he
There
walks
it
up,
is.
and the two saucy wenches, the buxom harlots that are manning the station, are so enthralled. And these are terms from the first edition first
They're
edition
so funny.
dungeon dungeon master's guide, the one with the Efreet
Yes.
on the cover, where he's holding a wizard in one hand, and there's a little itty bitty teeny tiny 6 foot tall knight in front of the Efreet that doesn't even reach up to his knee, and he's doing something, trying to
Uh,
swing his sword at him or something. But there was just this
that's
this
too
long
funny.
this long table of just these funny names that are very very Ren Faire appropriate. Um, well, these gals are simply giving him three weapons at a time as he scoots down to the spear area, and
Oh
you
no.
know, probably takes four long paces backwards to increase the distance between him and the target, and lets fly spears one after another, so close to the mark, amidst the cheering. And looks like a young college age female who is similarly enthralled with him after this last toss gives him his large horn, his drinking horn, big enormous bent carved flagon that probably holds
Oh wow.
about 2 steins worth of ale. So I'm going to say, if not a half gallon, not very far shy of a half gallon of alcohol, and he sups deeply.
Dang.
He sups deeply, and I'd like to. Well, who would like to step up and try a athletics roll? Erica says, "Well, darling, this ain't like rodeo here, but I think I got a fair chance." She's going to try to throw those hatchets. Doesn't make a very good
Oh
accounting of
boy.
herself.
Is the archery over here?
Archery's on the other side. It's over
Oh
kind of where you saw
fudge.
the elf. Kind of where you saw the elf wandering over.
Yeah.
Kind of towards. But Erica with a
Kind.
5, with a reroll, spending one of her bennies, because I'm the dean and I can do that. She makes a pretty fair accounting for herself. We'll say one on the outer rim of the target area, one closer to the center, and one pretty darn close to that bullseye mark. And darling, I told you that wasn't too hard. Why don't you all give it a shot? Let me see if I can't find it. I'm going to try to find a good. It's East Texas University. I got to find a good Texas saying. What would she say?
I
Looks like you're fixing. Looks
gosh.
like you're fixing to throw one. Um, I'd recommend the axes. They're a little easier than the spears.
Thanks. Maybe I will give it a try. Noodle-armed Ava. Gonna toss an axe. Is she tall enough for this ride?
Oh, must be this tall. Yeah, barely. They probably have like they have
10?
a little wooden crate that you can stand on, so you
Oh
can
my god,
so
yes.
you can clear the I imagine there's like a sill,
Please.
right, where you have to.
Ava is definitely gonna be on the kid's side of this.
And
She's like,
darling,
I need a
don't
stool.
don't miss the target. That axe going to end up out in the boondocks somewhere.
Oh, I'm gonna do my best. Let's see, athletics, huh?
Athletics for hurled or slung. I just love that table in the East Texas University book. It's Texas
You sure
Texas
it's not
sayings.
fighting?
Well, it's not a 1.
Good. You get 3 tries at this?
Well, yeah,
3
it's
tries.
sort of accumulation. The roll kind of tells you how you did overall.
Okay.
Oh man,
So it looks like your
I got a
first
3.
your first 2 shots. Throwing that axe is tricky because you hurl it, and you're not sure if you want to throw it in such a way that it does not spin end over end, or if it does spin end over end, it has to be blade forward as it impacts the target. The first 2 hit the target and bounce off, and the third one sticks in. It's a we'll call that a little moral victory for
I did
you, as
it.
the third
I
one
did it.
sticks in. And
I got 1.
truth be told, there are others not doing even that well.
Okay.
How about you, Shep? Gonna
Gonna
try a
just
hand?
jump on her little box.
You know,
It's like I got 1.
you're long and
I
noodly, and
got 1.
these spears are kind of long and noodly.
Yeah, I did pretty much the exact same as Safe.
Yeah,
Oh man.
you know, you missed one. The other one hit true,
How?
kind of near to the center, but you didn't throw it with enough force, so it kind of hits it, and then it droops and falls to the ground. Although you're like, but it was almost a bullseye. And your third one goes in that like a kind of that middle band, a fair
Yeah.
shot, a fair shot. And that one sticks and it kind of droops a little bit, but it does not fall out. And the
Yay!
the haughty
You
uh,
got 1 too.
oh,
High five.
and
Yes.
and the young girl claps for you, and she's like, a fair shot, a fair shot. Looks like we have a oh, it would be a Greek. Looks like we have a true Athenian here, hurling his spear, much like the goddess of wisdom.
Oh boy. Gosh,
And
that's so funny, dude.
Sophia, how about a try?
Try. Just to try, see what happens.
You can do
Athletics.
it.
Sophia, you can do it. You
I
Show
probably
off.
can't. I
Show off
probably
for
can't better.
Lenny.
You keep saying that Lenny is here and I haven't seen him, Shep.
He
He's,
is. I
he
swear.
is. We saw him just outside the dance floor. He was over there.
You know,
I don't
they told
More
you
than
that
we wanted to.
Lenny's wearing this
You were
short
dancing
piper's outfit.
so hard.
It's like green and yellow with a hat with a big feather in it. But there were 4 such
Yes.
individuals right in your proximity on the dance floor. You don't think any of those were him?
know, guys. I feel like Lenny would stand out more, you know?
He is
I'm
a
just going to go ahead and toss for
he is a
him.
rugged 6'1".
He
Yeah,
is
how do
standing
I
out.
miss that? Like the squirrel. Lenny is my squirrel. It was never there.
Hmm.
Tossing it.
No, the squirrel was always there, and he was feeding a squirrel. I would not walk up to any man and just talk to them for no reason.
Sophia stands there. Sophia
Huh?
stands there, picks up the 3 axes, 2 in one hand, 1 in the other. And I imagine you're right-handed, Sophia.
Yes.
One at a time, you have this axe, and you said, "He was not there," accentuating 3 targeted shots with these hatchets, all three of them sail true and hit in like a little triangle right around the bullseye,
Oh my
punctuated
gosh.
punctuated by your statements, your denial
Good
of
job.
seeing him.
I look over at Erica. I'm like, y'all saw him, didn't you? All of that? You couldn't miss
Right.
it.
Right.
Dar- darling,
I had to avert my eyes.
darling, I don't think we ought to get Sophia all swole up. Looks like she's been hiding a skill that she has, and
Yeah,
I don't mean Arton.
but she got 3 hits, so I'd say
I
she needs to
know.
work on that.
I'm frustrated, okay?
Well, Dad, blame it, guys. I wouldn't want to be at the receiving end of her with a handful of axes. Now I'm gonna have to
Trust me,
watch my
yeah,
step.
when she gets frustrated and angry, you know, we're these people are lucky it wasn't a taser.
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
So
A high school
That,
student.
during all this, you lost track of where Kevin the Barbarian may have went off to.
Kevin's gone, you guys.
I figured he was because he didn't say anything to Shep.
Right? Oh my god. Oh my gosh, yeah.
You
The
hear a
barbarian's gone.
hue and a cry from the north, up that area where the pavilion tents are set up. You
Oh,
hustle up that way, thinking the worst is going to occur. But it is those four frat boys trying to climb the fence and jump the fence at the back of the property to get behind these pavilions and kind of blend in. Security and Paul Vanderhorn converge upon these four and escort them in plain sight across the field to the exit, to the entrance, which is also
ooh.
the exit, and escort them out.
It's the bad sorority boys.
I would like each of you to make a notice roll, please.
here we go again.
Here we go again.
You got the bubblegum dice.
Oh my goodness. Wait.
Oh
Against
Lord.
all odds, it's a 5.
Right.
A 10? Really? A D10, Ava? Really?
I have a D10. She has a D10 in smarts.
A D10 in notice?
She does have a D10 in notice.
Sophia, you
She's very
realize
perceptive.
you're looking at the three axes that you just threw, and there's a basket with 5 axes. That totals 8, where there should be 9,
Oh,
because there were sets of 3 axes. And there should be 2 sets of 3 in the basket that you would reach over to choose your 3 weapons. Ava, you notice the same, and being mathematically inclined, you do that similar computation and go, uh-oh. And you turn around and look, and you see that Kevin the Barbarian is up kind of in that area between where the barrels are and that other field of picnic tables where people are eating. And you see him walking away, and he's carrying an axe.
Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, you guys, he has an axe.
Looks like perhaps he used that
I,
little bit of a kerfuffle of those students trying to break in and jump the fence and get in without paying. And
I will
guys,
tell the
we
people
should.
that he's got an axe.
I'll go get security. Oh, the guy security's they're doing something else as she looks out, and there should be a security guy like right nearby, and he's not there. Looks like perhaps he
This,
was one of the ones that
we
converged
must
upon the
intervene.
trespassers.
Uh, did you see him?
no.
Yeah, but we have an Erica and a Sophia who can throw axes.
Now, I don't
Sophia's
think
not
I
as
can do
newly
that
armed.
every time. I don't think that'll happen every time, or even every other time.
I want to get Erica's attention and
You
have our
you
dear, strong-armed fawn on our side to confront Kevin with his axe.
you don't see Erica. Erica and Mir and Rocco aren't in your immediate vicinity anymore. Perhaps they took a break to go get perhaps something halal to eat for Mir.
Oh, it's just, it's just the Team Noodle Arms guys.
Just you three.
We can't let him go. Walk out with an axe. I just told you that the that that the elf guy and him are not happy with one another, and if they start fighting, that's gonna cause a mess.
Oh, is the elf guy here?
Yes, I saw
Oh,
him. He is
that's
here.
bad.
He's
That's
over
really
on the
bad.
other side, and we don't want to cause a mess.
You see,
Well, at
a-
least this time it wouldn't be our faults.
as you make your way around the
No,
back,
that's still weird.
you go around the back of the building where they're serving food, and
Uh-huh.
you are sort of near the barrels to the north. You see Erica in her fawn costume, her black boots appearing to be very much like hooves, and those cute little antlers, probably on some sort of a headband. She is pulling Kevin the Barbarian onto the dance floor, and he doesn't he doesn't seem to be putting up much of a fight, and
Oh my god.
it happens that this is one of those songs that you could either do a slower dance, say maybe something with
Like a
a
waltz?
waltz beat to it, something that you could either waltz around the outside or even do some sort of a slow dance in the middle, and perhaps not one of the more popular um, dances. She easily maneuvers him out to the middle of the dance floor, drapes her arms around his rather broad shoulders,
Oh.
and he like pulls her close in a in a barbarian kind of a way, as if he is more as if he is going to take her more than dance with her. But they seem to be dancing.
Barbarian bear hug.
That's
But
better
does
than
he
the
still have the
barbarian
axe?
cavemen.
He does have an
Did,
axe strapped to his leg.
oh
Is it
gosh.
is it safety
It
safe,
is
safety
small.
tied?
It is small. It does not appear to be, what do they call that? Peace bonded, I think, something like
Okay.
that. Yeah, safety tied. Doesn't seem to be. Boy, it looks about the same size as one that was over in the throwing area.
I look at Ava and then I look over at Sophia and go, well, maybe Sophia can pickpocket him.
Oh, he seems pretty distracted.
You
I
think?
think that could
Man,
work.
They're kissing on the dance
he's gonna
floor
blend
now.
in.
The
They're
He's gonna blend
kissing.
barbarian,
into the
the
dance floor.
the barbarian
Oh boy.
is kissing Erica hungrily, and it doesn't look like she is putting up any sort of a
Oh,
fight.
she's she's causing a distraction. We
I'm
need to
going
go.
for it. I'm going
You
for
do
it.
see that behind his back, she is doing this with her hand,
I'm going
waving
for it.
you guys
Yes.
over.
Yes.
Where where are they? I mean, this is rather nice.
Just
He's
like a mouthful of
he's kind of
barbarian,
he's kind of a
and there's no one here.
he's a studly kind of a guy, and
Like, let's
but
go,
where
Shep. Let's go.
are
Make sure
guards?
she's okay.
Well, we can go, but I don't think we need to get back out on that dance floor
I'm going. I'm going on the dance floor. I'm going to try to
because we're
very
just gonna make people
quickly.
mad.
You're right.
Well, I mean, it's slower this time, so we're not like knocking booties with other people here. Like, it's not.
Are you trying to ask me to slow dance, Ava?
I think that's what I heard. Shep, yeah, I think that's what I heard. That's what I totally heard.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Lenny's standing there,
This is
comes
what
up next
happens
to
when
you.
we put Lenny up against Sophia, and this is what happens.
Lenny comes up as if he was standing next to you the whole time. He was
Wait,
probably
what?
watching you from afar, longingly, hoping to find an opportunity to maybe come up and start up a
She's like,
conversation with you. But he says, um, hey, Sophia, it's kind of awkward. Do you know how to waltz?
I I think I did one time in class before some kind of assembly thing.
Yeah,
I'll pick it up. Let's go.
I'll say with his
oh
Germanic,
yes.
his sort of Austrian heritage, that this might be one of the dances that he actually knows. So he whisks you out around the dance floor, puts his cups one hand in a very gentlemanly fashion around the back of around your waist and lower back, and holds up his other hand, which you take, and you start to dance very slowly. It's a, I mean, it's a slow
Cute.
waltz, so it flows very well. And he says, um, "It looked like you really wanted to come out
However,
on the dance floor, so glad I was nearby." And
I
he's
do
actually
like dancing.
he's very
it's
relieved. Uh, he's really going to have to yank that outfit down in the back when he has a free hand, but he doesn't right now. But at least you're dancing with him, so you're not one of the people that's. And
you're not gonna be looking at his butt cheeks.
every once in a while, somebody will snicker, you
No, I'm
know,
not gonna know.
and say it's kind of cold out here. You feel that breeze?
Poor
What,
guy. Well, dang, our pickpocket is
Well,
now
Ava,
distract. We have to
would
go.
you like this dance?
Okay. Okay, I'll do it.
Okay, we're going to start off on the edge so that if we're really bad, we can just be bumped back out.
no. You can't stand on the edge because around the
Just
perimeter,
stand on the
around the
edge.
perimeter is where the dancers that are doing the waltz go around
Oh
counterclockwise.
no.
So if you want to slow dance, you sort of have to go to the middle,
Okay,
which
well,
is much
that's
more.
what I'm saying, but we're not going to be, we're in where they're twirling around the edge.
Let's work our way in
Yeah.
Okay.
and
Now
try and
Erica and
reach
Kevin are
Erica.
more towards the middle than on
Okay.
the edge.
We gotta go that way. Blend in.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Do
blending
we
in,
have to do
no
performance
problem.
now?
No, no, I don't think so. I mean, there's not a pole here, so you don't have to do it like a performance, like a pole dance. It's very free form. There's no wrong way to slow
Very
dance to a
freeform.
waltz. So
Shep is
you just
just
kind of,
trying to pick out somebody that looks like they know what they're doing. So we look kind of like we know what we're doing, but are just new.
there are other people
Right.
here, as you can imagine, that are not dancers, but are cajoled by their significant other or someone they just met to come out to the dance floor. So you're not the only one in your
Mhm.
sort of lower level of expertise at this. Now Lenny is quite quite good. He may have had some classical ballroom training or something like that, because he does seem to
Oh
have
snap.
a very firm, and you can feel him sort of navigating the slower people as you go around the innermost perimeter of the outer band of that sort of counterclockwise spiraling bunch of couples dancers. They're kind of going almost like people in a pool where you go around a circle and try to get the waves all going the same way, and then that's sort of like that, just flowing around counterclockwise. Ava and Shep, you're more towards the middle. And if you
Oh, are
want to
we
be
closer to
close
Kevin?
to the amorous barbarian and his fawn
Yes.
accomplice, you may be.
Yeah. Uh, I will follow the lead as well as Ava possibly can. Whatever. She's having a mental nervous like she doesn't know what to do with herself, but she knows there's an axe that needs handling.
Mm.
Oh, does
but
she?
All you had to
she
do was
knows there's an
axe.
axe that needs handling.
Just axe.
Just axe.
You can maneuver your.
Oh
I,
no.
I mean, the two amorous individuals don't seem to be
Yeah.
paying much attention out. So I mean, you could put yourself.
I'm gonna go and I'm closer to the floor. I'm gonna reach for that axe.
It looks like he. It looks like he had some sort of a leather loop, So sewn into his there's like a piece of a leather strip that hangs from his belt, and at the end of it is this loop that would be easy to slip an axe through, and the axe would go from
Mhm.
about mid thigh down to just below his knee. Um,
Okay.
you see you sort of stick the handle through this loop, so the head of the axe
Yeah.
is up high, resting on this little loop. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So while we are doing the dancing, I will take my one hand that is closest and try and unloop the top loop as stealthily, I guess, as I can,
You don't think
so
this
that
top
they
you don't
don't
think this
notice.
top loop is made to come apart. You think that it is simply a loop that you stick the axe into. That if you want the
Hmm.
axe, you would
Oh, so there's
grab the
nothing necessarily.
gravity is holding it
Oh, okay.
through the loop. So it's a loop, and the handle of the axe went
Yeah.
down through the loop, and the head of the
Yeah.
axe is keeping it up against his body. To
Okay.
take it out, you would grab up around the head of
Yeah.
the axe and carefully slide it vertically up out of the loop.
I will do that. That's fine. Didn't know if there was the flap above it to cover the sharp edge. Okay, I will just, when we do a little swirl over here, I will grab it with my other hand. Perhaps I can gesture like, Shep, give me a dip.
Um,
Give me a dip. And she'll reach for it and
all
she'll
right.
take it.
Sophia and Shep, if you could tell me how you would
Mhm.
like to add to Ava's role, if you would like to aid her in this in some way using a skill, feel free to let me know because this doesn't have to be
Mm.
Ava making the role on her lonesome.
Uh, oh, how would she help here? While she is being distracted.
Mhm. It
Very
feel
much
it,
so.
I'm not going to lie, it feels kind of nice in Lenny's strong but gentle embrace. He is very much a young gentleman and a skilled waltz dancer, a skilled waltzer.
He knows how to dance. Hmm.
I would say that
Does she
Kevin the
even remember what's
Barbarian,
going on?
Kevin the Barbarian is already distracted. But I mean, I would let you. Oh, I don't know. If you wanted to make a loud noise and distract him a little bit, that would draw his attention maybe from that gentle tickle along the side of his legs where the haft of an axe is being lifted off his person. Just something like that.
Hmm.
And Ava, I will suggest that since you took the edge, jack of all trades, if you want to
Yes.
swap out a cult for an
I was gonna
increase
say,
in your thievery,
yeah, if I could do that, because like
absolutely.
maybe I've watched Sophia pick a lock enough times that I could probably figure out how to maybe pickpocket a little something.
Sure, you've watched Oliver Twist, right?
Oh
The
man.
the
Okay.
sleight of hand, him and Fagin out pickpocketing and practicing on each other. Trying to pull a
So
an item out of his pocket without him noticing as part of his pickpocketing
is is
skills.
sleight of hand its own skill or
It
is
is
that
not.
under something else?
It is stealth.
Thievery
It is
or
stealth.
stealth?
Stealth. Yep. Stealth will cover that.
Okay. So I could use my jack of all trades to increase the stealth I already have.
Yes, and of course it's edges, but since it's divided up so oddly in this book, I should really make a list of all the there's now there it is right there. I should make a list of all the feats and what page number each is on because they're separated by like different types, professional edges and warrior edges and stuff like that. Jack of all trades.
Yes, I do have Jack of all trades. Makes a smarts roll as an action
Mm-hmm.
after observing or studying some subject. Gains a
Yeah.
d4 with in
Okay.
relevant skill with success, or d6 with a raise. Cool.
Okay. Since you are a jack of all trades, I will say that with a success, you can increase your 4 to a 6. With a raise,
Let's
it
do
will
it.
go all the way up to an 8. And the dice just keep rolling and rolling and
It's a
rolling.
doing.
A 15 is a fair roll. You may temporarily
Wow.
increase your skill in stealth to a D8. Sophia, would you like to
We'll do that.
um, somehow help her with this roll? It might be awkward should your diminutive friend get caught trying to steal a barbarian's weapon.
Um, I was thinking, how about I pull Lenny closer,
That won't be a
and they
problem.
and then we just dance a little faster until we bump into Kevin. I think that's a decent distraction on his already distracted self.
I will say that
Gotta help Erica.
Lenny's Lenny's reaction is he does seem to be taking great liberties with your horned friend, um, and he will steer you towards. What sort of a roll would you like to make? We could just make it athletics if you like.
Would that also be performance? Because dancing?
Absolutely,
Okay.
a success. We'll give her a +1. And there go the bubblegum dice. Exploding. A 4 was your target number for success. An 8, which is what you rolled, is a success with a raise. Ava will earn a +2 to her roll. Shep, is there something you'd like to do?
Let's see. She asked me to dip her. I can attempt that
They gotta fall
using
on the floor.
athletics
Why, sure.
Uh,
because most of my other stuff is very nerdy and nowhere near dancing.
it's gonna be good. Maybe we'll be the ones bumping into them. Who knows?
Ah,
Oh, look
there
at
we
that.
go.
And again, the dice
It's
explode, and a
beautiful.
10 give you a +3. Is the most that you can earn.
Wonderful.
But Erica, nonetheless, is going to wrap one of her legs around Kevin, the leg on the other side of the axe, and she is going to use her riding skill to try to distract him. And she succeeds as well.
He's
Um,
massive.
And all of a sudden, we are no longer PG 13.
Damn. All right.
yeah. Ava, if you would like to let the dice hit the virtual tabletop, a 4 +3 is a 7. You can keep that roll, or you can roll it again, as this is going to be an opposed roll to his
I want
notice.
to make use of that +3 so bad. I want to roll again.
Okay, yes, and you can apply that +3.
Are you kidding?
A 7 is a fair roll, although
It is, but he's so beefy.
with a +3, you'd expect
I
to do
I
better.
want to do one more time.
You may.
Uno más.
An 8.
It's
It's a
two races
well,
or a raise.
that is a success with a raise. And
I'll take
Not
it.
bad.
in point of fact,
That was one hell of a dip, by the way.
Beautiful. Right? She's already short. You have to go pretty far.
I
Man.
imagine I somehow lift you up a little bit after you do what you need to do and kind of twirl you around using that 10.
Oh, that little side.
Yep.
That's cute. I'm down for that.
Okay, I think I'm going to oppose you with
She's
notice.
tiny and probably weighs like 100 pounds, so.
You have an axe in your hand.
I have an axe in my hand, guys.
Well,
And these
You-
these hijinks are so worth a betting.
not,
Go ahead.
I
Watch out!
I'm
She's
trying
got
to
an
think.
axe. She's got a weapon.